what her clip
Right.
speaks to specifically, this is right out of your book, which it is, you make the point that, hey, people, when they're resuscitated, they claim to have seen things that they shouldn't be able to see. Well, they've seen it on TV, they make it up. Here's a researcher who asked that question.
With the control group, I had then patients who'd been successfully resuscitated, but they didn't have a near-death experience, or they didn't have the out-of-body component. And I asked them if they could describe what they thought that we had done to them. And
they were like, what do you mean? I was dead. I don't remember anything, right?
Exactly, that's right. And they were saying, why are you asking me this? I have no idea what you did to me at all. The majority of them couldn't even guess. They couldn't make a guess as to what we'd done. And then a few of them then did make a guess, and it was based on TV hospital dramas that they'd been watching. And what I found was that there were errors and misconceptions in what they thought we had done to them. And so some of them thought that they had been DC shocked with the paddles, and they hadn't. Those people had just had the resuscitation, the CPR, and drugs administered, such as adrenaline or noradrenaline. And then some of them made educated guesses, but the place where they thought that we put the paddles onto their body was completely erroneous. It was wrong. It was incorrect. So
data. You know, this is great stuff.
Yeah. So it just goes to show that the people who did report the near-death experience described their experience with accuracy, whereas the control group weren't accurate, and most of them couldn't even hazard a guess.
Okay, so first of all, full disclosure, you didn't know about that research.
I know about similar research to this, that what are the objective criteria by which they decide whether a narrative account is a hit or a miss of what they did? How many details have to get correct for you to say, yes, that's accurate for what we were doing to you? No, you must have gotten that from a TV drama because that's not what we did to you.
This is basic
how many points in
scientific
the narrative story? No, this is super. In science, you have to operationally.
I'm glad you're back to science. She wrote and published a peer-reviewed paper.
Well, I'm asking you, what was the criteria for deciding if a narrative was a hit or a miss?
Okay, you remember this one, right?
Yeah.
So Dr. Pin von Lommel writes this paper. Michael Shermer, Scientific American, says, hey, this thing strikes a blow against...
Yeah, in my opinion.
No. You can't do that. The guy, when you write a science paper, you didn't write a science paper. Let me correct.
Him saying that he thinks that it supports the monist position of only brain and no mind. I didn't say that. I said that's my opinion.
No, what you said is right up on the screen. You said that this study delivers a blow to the idea that mind and brain could be separate.
When I read the study, I said it delivers a blow. Yeah, that's right.
That would be like me saying your book, Heavens on Earth, delivers a blow against the neurological model that consciousness is tied.
You can say that.
No, I could do that. I could do that. But I would be misrepresenting your position. I wouldn't be fair to my audience. If I told my audience, hey, Michael Shermer thinks that's not the case, but I think that's the case, that's one thing. But to say that his book, without putting into context, delivers a blow. And the evidence of this is clear. I mean, you have Dr. Pin von Lommel coming at you saying, hey, this is completely wrong. My research argues exactly the opposite. But I don't want to go.
He may argue for that, but I think his research points in the opposite direction. It does not point to consciousness beyond life. It points to powerful neurological experiences that people misrepresent as floating off into the ether somewhere. So let's get at that. Tell me what you think, in your opinion, since you studied this extensively. When the person is up by the ceiling looking down, what is the medium or platform that holds the thoughts and memories, and how do you see something without a visual apparatus, without a brain? How does an ethereal spirit see anything?
Again, and I repeat myself, but I really feel strongly about this, is that I don't think we have to falsify the existing model of mind equals brain, and we should never look beyond that, is a huge step. And to take that step allows us to then begin to answer those questions. I don't think we have to have those questions answered in order to say, this is what the data is telling us. This is what the scientists are telling us.